Yes, Jackie, first.
No, sorry. Jackie Palmer, 9 Shupin Street. As you all know, I know all of you very well on this dais, and this is something that I have been passionate about back in June. When the first option came up that we were going to go to RFP for this. And I made sure that I did my homework as well on everything, as all of you have. So I have a few points that I wanted to go through, and I will have a couple questions also. So I always do my standard, I don't always like to get up and talk in public because of, my family's relationship within this borough and that my husband does work for this town, but I do my disclaimer now that my thoughts and actions that I'm speaking do not reflect those of anybody that might have, issue with it. So there's a couple issues that I see with this ordinance. The first one, first and foremost, and I called Marge, I spoke with her. You state in your ordinance that there's a feasibility study done. There's been no such feasibility study that has been provided to anybody. So I'm very concerned about the fact that that is written into the ordinance. You talked about the Affordable Care Act and the Obamacare and the potential of providing health care coverage to our employees. That's an issue. Eliminating our vital service without adequate notification to our residents. Let's be honest, we were all kind of surprised that this came about so quickly. Maybe it wasn't a surprise to you guys in the past couple years that you've been going through this process, but it was surely a surprise to many of us, and especially our EMS team that works and continues to work today, even unknown what's going to happen to their jobs. All discussions are in regards to Robert Wood Johnson. I haven't heard one thing said about Monarch, but they put in a bid. They're not here to tell the people how they're going to, provide service should we decide to go with their bid. It's only Robert Wood Johnson. I find that to be a little bit concerning to me, that only Robert Wood Johnson is here today to stand up and tell us what's really going on. Well, FEMA money and to rebuild our lost EMS, that's been put to the wayside. No discussion. In all reality, you can't put a price on hometown EMS services or any service that's provided to our residents here. You can't put a dollar price on that. And you know what? Leo has spent years of his life, and the fact that I watched him sit up here and vote that actually made me sad to think that he would throw that away. And the bottom line to me, and I've watched you guys do this for now a long time, small town politics and vendettas are clouding the judgment of this borough and of what is best for these residents. You guys, I watched it today. Everybody in this room watched today. This has gone on for 3 years now, and it is really, really disgusting. We have benefits to having the local EMS. We have caring, well-trained, certified, dedicated employees. Not to say that Robert Wood Johnson's will not be, but these are our community members. We have dealt with them. They come to all of our activities. They come to the mayor's breakfast. They do all those extras that we have within this borough. And that's what's important to the residents. I've talked to hundreds of people in the past 2 weeks. Same as you have. I know you've been doing the same thing I have.
Thank you, Jackie. Your time is up.
No, it's not. It's 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
I have 5 minutes. After some other people have spoken, come back. See how it goes.
She's got another minute.
No.
She has another minute.
Everybody 5 minutes. We have to be fair to everyone.
They can do it in Congress.
Hello. I'm Diane. I manage Clearwater Village. And I do want to thank right now the EMS, because I will say they are in the community. They're all the time. They've been very helpful. But I am going to say I don't come to the meetings that often, maybe one annually because of the license. I think tonight was an absolute disgrace for the mayor and for you too, Curtis, the two of you, to say and do what you did is a disgrace. If you cannot, behind closed doors, civilly speak to each other and not bring this to the attention, and honestly, all of you out here, I know you're all EMS and everything else, and I thank you, but you gotta do civil. I know you're passionate, and I understand all this. I did my homework too. I posted it in Clearwater. I had all of the questions. I asked them all, and I did get a lot of the answers. I still have a lot more. But you gotta be civil. I mean, I deal with it every day with the residents, and you can't just attack and be the way you are. I do have some questions that are unanswered. To me, I mean, again, I'm from Spotswood from many years ago. I'm in Monroe now, but my heart is in Spotswood. I love my job, I love the residents, and I'm here for them tonight. So, all being said, one big question I do have. When we have an emergency, I have like a regular schedule or a format that we follow. And one thing I will tell you is the EMS does come out. Now, we haven't had, thank God, an emergency for a while. But I have an emergency list for people that are either on oxygen, people, whatever the case is. They come out and they literally help me go to those homes. I go pick them up and bring them to the clubhouse because we have a generator. And when it was Sandy, I was there 5 days and I made breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All the residents helped. We supported them. We paid for the food, and not because my boss said to do it. I just handed them a bill, and they didn't question it at all. The point I'm trying to make is what happens in, God forbid, that emergency? Are we going to still have the same care from EMS?
Yes, if you would.
Would be kind to.
Okay,
To answer shortly, yes.
okay.
We will follow the conditions provided in the RFP. We will provide the service that the township wants to see to every resident that is here. We want to be embedded into the community. We want to be there for the football games or any other special events. As part of this community, we are here to provide a service.
Okay. And now it's going to be the tough part, and I apologize to all of you because I know you're passionate. This is your job, and I understand that completely. But I'm going to look at the dollars. I really am. And I know what you said, Jackie, and I hear you. But I'm going to really look at the dollars. And one question I do have, where does Almeda come into play in this?
Okay, we already have spoken to Helmeta's mayor after the meeting that the business administrator and I had with another community, and we are working with them. We intend to be a fair partner with them, but currently the amount that they are paying is not sufficient for the services that are being offered. So,
What does the contract say? Does the
Re-
contract
they
say
were
that we
offered-
provide service?
no, the contract with Robert Wood is with us,
It's just with you?
yes. But we have the ability to do a shared service after that. And currently, they are paying $3,000 a year for hard billing. They were offered $10,000 a year for soft.
Okay, but that's because we get the revenues of it and it made kind of sense. Now we're getting a flat bill of $300,000, so let them pay their own share.
Well, that's
Divided
all got to
equally,
be,
and that's what it
that
is.
is correct. That's all
There's no
gotta be.
such thing as, quote unquote, a good neighbor as far as when it comes to dollars, taxpayers that Spotswood's paying versus what they're gonna pay. They should pay their equal share because this is about increasing tax dollars.
Right.
So,
We're going to have to ask you to sit down again, let
okay,
someone have a
we're
chance.
good. But
Okay?
again, thank you, all of the EMS, because you have been wonderful. And that's all I can say.